Make it quieter for me? No. It's fine like that. Mic is picking up. Game volume seems quiet on stream, or at least not loud enough to drown me out. Fiddled with the mic a bit, hope it wasn't loud. Put my phone on to charge. Dudley versus Ryu. That was a car throw. Very good anti-air. Can't trade with an EX fireball.
Fighters ready. Engage.
I can't afford to. Ah, no confirm. Sloppy and ugly. Mid-screen dungeon. He did it probably the safest way he could have done it, which was unfortunately also the most predictable. And as such, he didn't really get a mix-up. Car throw, very nice. This Ryu's pretty good. Oh. You gotta do that every now and then, I guess. The risk reward of DPs is fucked in third strike. People think it's bad in SF5, but the damage output is just real high in this game. And DPs don't even like have that great of a mix-up function, to be honest. Nice. Got the confirm from the towards forward. Got the confirm from the rows. They can just kill you if you let him. One anti-air parry and then one, I don't even want to call him meaty mix-up, because the rose hit. I don't know what Reed tried to do. Mr. Reversal maybe. Mr. Parry? I don't know. The parry's pretty easy on the rose. In fact, I can't even think of an easier parry. Nice. Corner only combo. Little TC from the towards forward. You don't see that very often. It's actually kind of nice that it's there because it means that the opponent doesn't get a guaranteed punish on a parry towards forward. Well, they still do, but only particular punishes. You can always parry one hit and then just do something invincible or something like that. And it doesn't matter if Dudley cancels it or not.
Into the heat of battle. Go for it.
Nice. Whew. You gotta be aggressive sometimes. Oh my god, he's going for Dizzy. Yeah. Ah. Still doable. That might have been a true block string. I don't think so. Ryu had to be really aggressive there, and his initial aggressive attempts actually paid off. But after the super was parried, there was just much less danger. Nice parry, nice punish. Typical mid-screen stuff. That's Ryu gets a low forward there always. He gets a better punish if he gets the parries the last hit. Yo. Veil side LGD. Who is that? Are you Tenren? I don't remember. Yeah, I thought so. It's been a long fucking time to see Veil side. No, I'm too bad at this game. I played recently and I got smacked around by Burfy. I was like, oh, never again. Done with third strike. Done until next time I play it. Oof. Oh, that's so sad. Okay, maybe I can play. Let me think about it. I kind of hopped on here so I could watch them though for YouTube content. But then again, playing it is also YouTube content. Damn, you're always on the fucking grind. No wonder you're so good. I don't know, I just feel like watching. How about next time? Whoa, towards jab. I might hop on to Fightcade Wednesday. Try and beat some people up. I don't know, I've already been meaning to play some more in SF5 for stream content. I've mostly been doing lab work with him. And not even like the kind of lab work where I post it. Lab work like fucking practicing combos. He could parry on the way down pretty... Ooh, that was a nice parry. He was probably anticipating Wake Up EXDP with that parry. It's kind of weird that he jumped forward though instead of up. Usually when people try and bait that, they jump up. Forward jump is a little bit less committal, but also a lot less rewarding. You still get the punish if they do EXDP, but if they don't commit and then try and DP you on the way down or something like that. Well, I should say with a neutral jump, there's a possibility they try to DP you on the way down. You might still get a punish. He parried the first hit of Light Machine Gun Blood. Didn't react though. Pretty hard to react. Nice, big jump in. This is like over probably. Yeah. I got called dad. Oh nice, I guess. Scary when Dudleys do that. They walk up. The scariest Dudleys in the world are the ones that walk up to you. And they hit towards forward. Oh no, 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 no. One low short into the overhead. That's that scary shit. Nice, great low parry. There's nothing Ryu could cancel into that would make that stamina bad, except maybe an uppercut, and like no one does like low forward and then turn uppercut, waiting for the parry. I shouldn't say no one does it, but like, you know. Ooh, that looked almost like a towards fierce from Ryu, or like a towards strong maybe. Wake up towards strong would actually be a decent play if he was reading like a block, because the dizzy bar was so high. But it wouldn't have stunned, I don't think, so when I say a decent play, like, not really. I don't think that would have been good. It's very unexpected though, I'll put it like that. Nice. This is like over. Yeah, highly likely that that was gonna lead to a kill scenario. The front throw is one of my new favorite things. My new favorite thing is the new special move, which is fucking awesome. I have mixed feelings because they basically took away his hit grab. It just sucks. But also, the new move is better than the hit grab was. Stomp is probably worse. And the fireball is much better. And the Oniyama's a little bit better. Maybe. About the same. A little bit better. Final answer. Ooh. Oh my god, okay. Not a jump in punish. A lot of these rounds are starting to look samey.
Into the heat of battle. Go for it.
Dudley could have made Ryu land into a super there, but it was not great. If you air to air someone with like a medium or a light with Dudley, or heavy in the corner, and then super before they land, it'll juggle them before they hit the ground. But there's nothing they can commit to while they're falling after they get a reset, so there's literally nothing for them to do except watch for a parry. A bad player won't watch for a parry, but a good player will. It's all about matchup knowledge. That was an overhead that hit a standing Ryu, so Dudley didn't have a confirm. Ooh. Got the parry and then ate the super. Classic. With Denshin Ryu, yeah, it's definitely very momentum heavy. Ooh, nice. Sam Fierce is one of those things you can parry and get react to what you parried and then punish. Looking like a nice dizzy bar. One like close fierce or something like that. The overhead. A throw maybe. What the fuck, Ryu? It's like the worst play. Dizzy looks like it's off the table now. In fact, winning might be off the table. Yep. Ah, towards forward, I think. I mean, towards strong, not towards forward. Towards forward is the one where he puts his back to the camera. Ah, yeah, okay, there's the mix. Really got schmixed. Ah, he had to red parry last hit. It's a pain in the ass when that happens. I've been labbing that recently and I get it most of the time. EX Tatsu in this game is mainly used never or to chip, but every now and then you see it on a cornered opponent. Usually with SA1 Ryu, because they kind of have more meter to waste and it has to juggle into SA1. But it's like, you don't even really see SA1 Ryus these days. And corner punishes are just not a super typical thing. Cool little confirm, stay medium kick. Nice. He backed way the fuck up for that Denjin. That was weird. Yeah, he needed like 3 of those to dizzy. SA3 with Ryu? Yeah, I can explain it. Where do I even begin? If you activate it, it's 1 hit, and then the longer you charge it, the more hits it is, and it goes up to, I think, 5. And you can charge it up just by holding it longer while spinning the stick. And then the more hits it does, the more damage it does, which doesn't matter really because it's not very strong even at full charge. And the more dizzy it does. And a 4 hit is already enough to dizzy most characters. A 5 hit will dizzy anyone. I think 4 hit will dizzy like normal dizzy bar characters from 0 stun. It's pretty unusual to get. Yeah, you can play this on 5K. I'm not playing it on 5K. I'm just watching it. It's pretty unusual to get a level 4 or 5 charge unless you get a short you can cancel into Denjin and then just the opponent eats the short you and then you just get a full charge. Typically you see stuff like that where people charge it a little bit. It doesn't knock down, and with low hits it actually has very little hit stun. So if it doesn't dizzy the opponent, it can actually be unsafe on a hit. So usually Ryus want to either do it in a juggle, which is pretty hard to set up, or they want to have it dizzy the opponent. Or they want to be able to get enough of a charge that it'll be safe, which is usually like 3 hits and beyond, but it depends on screen position. 1 hit or 2 hit can be safe. And the big gimmick with Denjin is that you cannot block it. It has to be parried. And Ryu can vary the timing of the release to either release immediately and you like have to parry it immediately, or he can delay it and you try and parry early but then it hits you late. Basically you can't continuously tap forward in this game to get a permanent parry. You've got to choose moments for your parries. If you try and parry early and then someone does something parryable like 10 frames later, you actually can't parry it because the parry window's already gone. And there's a little like cooldown with parries, an invisible cooldown. You can do anything else, you just can't parry in that same direction. You might be able to alternate parries endlessly, I have no idea. But you can't low parry Denjin, so that doesn't matter. But mostly you just use it to get a little dizzy on the opponent. And then whenever you see setups like that with the Hado Denjin, the Hado will hit like a few frames after the super freeze ends, and you can't input a parry during the super freeze. You're talking about... I don't even remember the name of it. Duck and cross or something like that? No, that's not it. You never really see Dudleys use it. The most practical use is the heavy one into... Ooh, nice trade. The heavy one into... The heavy one is an A tier. Punch and cross. I think it's called punch and cross. But like if Dudley does anti-air, stand fierce. And then the opponent parries it and then attacks, and Dudley does the cross counter. That's like the one time you see it. You never see the light punch and cross or the medium one. Dudley has a secret special move by hitting half circle back forward punch. Dudley's SA3 is 1 frame startup, then it hits. Hits on frame 2. It's one of the fastest supers in the game. There you go, look at that. 4 hits, parrying takes quite a long time. So if you're left parrying a 4 or 5 hit Denjin, Ryu can actually approach and mix you up while you're parrying it. There's a lot of meta to Denjin. Oh, what I was gonna say though is when Ryu does Hado into Denjin, the reason the Hado is there is if you block it, you're kind of locked down and in place and you can't attack. You can't trade with a meaty Hadoken. There's no like button you can wake up with to like trade with a Hadoken. And then because you're locked down and in place by that Hado, that Ryu can get like a guaranteed timing on it. And then what else? There was like one other thing I wanted to talk about with Denjin. Oh yeah, the opponent can't parry that Hado. They can, but it's very precise to time because Ryu players will do it. They'll time it, they'll space it and time it so that the Hado hits like a few frames after the super freeze. And you can't buffer parries during the super freeze. The game will just ignore inputs during the freeze. So, the opponent has to time their parry very precisely after the freeze. A normal parry is something like 6 to 10 frames. But if Ryu does a very precisely spaced Denjin, Hado Denjin, it can only be, it can be as little as like 1 or 2 frames to parry the Hado. Just very obnoxious. Half circle back, forward punch for punching cross. You can cancel into it like a special move too. It's quite hard to do though. Requires very fast input. Oh no. He got a meaty down roundhouse, so this is easier to time than normal. And then he got like max damage. That's like repeated 2-frame juggles on Shadows, or repeated 1-frame juggles or something. It's quite difficult to get the repeated light machine gun blow. Feels like 2-frame, but it might be tighter. It feels easier than down back fierce repeated from Necro, which is 1 frame. But Necro's is not a special move and Dudley's is, and with special moves there's always a little bit more leniency because of the natural negative edge. That's interesting. You see that? He did wake up super anticipating the Denjin cancel, and what's funny is that Ryu didn't do the Denjin cancel, but also we got to see the rare instance of the fact that Dudley SF3 destroys projectile hits. So he, like, Dudley didn't even eat the Hado, he destroyed it. Pretty funny. That's like exactly the scenario where that would be useful, and by that I mean that's almost never useful. It does let you like punch someone through a Aegis. That was far enough away that Dudley could react to the Denjin, but it was difficult. He got it. His best play there was probably just waiting for the Denjin to come out and then parrying it, which is what he did. It was maybe possible to do a ducking super against the Denjin, and then if Ryu released the Denjin, then the ducking and the super would have both gone through it. But I'm not even 100% sure that works. You can open up a training mode for this game, or like get a fucking cooperative other player to do any move against you, and then you can just lab it like that. But most people learn mid-match. I don't know who either of the players are. Just start with the easy parries, multi-hit fireballs and stuff like that. You've got a good idea of like parry timing, but it's usually just practice. Dudley could have traded with that, but whether it was a good idea is a different question. Parrying on the way down was probably his best hope, but it was still ugly. Parrying on the way down, Ryu could have like released the Denjin, got Dudley to parry 4 times, and then Ryu could have like mixed him up, like hard Tatsu or something like that. Crouch fierce, DP cancel. I don't know, something. That was super whack. Very early Tatsu, still on the way back, way down. Nice towards forward. I don't think he had meter at the time. This time he did. Towards forward does confirm super. It's close enough. Nice, the TC. Oh, very cool. Nice anti-air. Dudley's anti-air variety is fantastic. It's very hard to predict correctly. Are you ready? Go. There's so many ways Dudley can schmix you. Nice. I think he picked the ducking straight for extra range there. Okay. Dudley got out alive. The engine does charge pretty fast, so if Ryu gets like a couple nice mixes, yeah, here he is again. And this time it'll kill. Ryu's stun her kick is like a very good normal in this game, but it's very situational too. I actually think it's mad good versus Oro, but most Ryu players I fight never even touch it. I think this is Dudley's Hard Punch color. It's probably his most popular color. Seems like most Dudleys run this one. Yeah, I can almost guarantee this isn't Kokujin, because Kokujin supposedly retired from this game ages ago. Fun fact, if you like hop on CFN and search Kokujin, you'll find that he plays SF5 all the time. He plays a pink Balrog. I'm not even joking.
Are you ready? Go!
Big beefy hits that didn't even combo. Oh, probably both of them parrying at the beginning of that. Oh, a lot of Shota players do that, is they'll do a meaty normal, and if they see they get parried, they'll just cancel DDP. And there's a few ways around that. You can parry repeatedly, or you can also parry and then block, which is what that Dudley did.
Are you ready? Go!
A lot of damage. That Hadouken hit the Rose. Dang. Oh my god, that was a commitment. Ryu's trying to win without using a Denshin. It's a little bit scary. Wake up EXDP. That was hella fucking risky. That could have been blocked, but even if it wasn't blocked, it could have been parried. That timing, I would have been anticipating a parry 10 times out of 10. I wish Dudley was in SF5, SF4. I was gonna say. I think that they definitely tried to give you some Dudley flavor with Balrog in SF5. His stay medium punch was not very good in SF4, and they made it a lot more like Dudley's stay medium kick. Very similar normal now. And then they gave him that kind of overhead presence and the ducking presence with the KKB. And then they gave him some TCs that kind of have a Dudley flavor too. Balrog feels pretty Dudley-ish in SF5 to me. Feels like a weird little blend of Balrog and Dudley. Which is funny because before, Dudley and Balrog had almost nothing in common. But that gap has been bridged. Wake up DP. Nice, very common anti-air for Ibuki. Very rewarding. Very similar to Oro parry into launcher. Ibuki's is a bit less rewarding than that, and also Roundhouse is slower for her. Oro stand strong hits on frame 5. Ibuki's stand roundhouse, close roundhouse hits on like frame 8 or some bullshit. Ah, I went for parry into air throw and it fucking missed. Air throws are really bad in this game compared to how good they are in SF4 and SF5. Nice. You turn around when you air parry in this game. Ooh, that was a wake up uppercut, probably. It's frame 1 airborne. So Ibuki got a reset and then was better frames. Ooh. Wake up DP very calm. Oh, it Shinshouryu. This is gonna melt fucking Ibuki's health. Jesus. She died. That did so fucking much. Time out. Look at that fucking, look at this health. Low short, low short. That's not even optimal damage for fucking landing that. And she just fucking died. For record, Ibuki has the second lowest health in the game, and for record, that super and then the associated combos into and out of it are really fucking strong. Damn, do you think that Ibuki was like, I won't die for not blocking low? Roundhouse. That was a mistimed in your fireball. Okay. Very nice. Sometimes they mistime it on purpose. I don't know if that was an accident. It just changes the mix-up scenario. That looked good. I don't know why I didn't super cancel. You ended up getting it later. That one might have been an accident. The Hada was like perfectly timed. Maybe he was trying to bait wake up fucking super. It's possible, I guess. If Dudley did wake up super there, probably only would have gotten like one hit, if even.
You win. Now. Are you ready? Go.
Should show you again. That's pretty cool. Ibuki's a low HP character, and he's literally just picking the all-in super and just being like, well, if I land this, I win. Ibuki had no juggle there. Air TC is 3 per hit. Ryu is 6 JP on his way down.
The heat of battle. Go for it.
At least more because the launcher. Oh, that was a super confirm. Ryu could have done Shinshoyu right there, and it would have been like fucking Ibuki would have been almost dead. Jump jab. Oh, Ryu got hit somehow. This is over.
You win.
Ryu didn't even attempt to parry.
Prepare to strike. Now.
Very rare that Dudleys don't pick SF3 these days. Whoa, was that on reaction? Great trade. Every matchup with Ibuki is rare. Not a common character. Whew. One mechanic this game has is depending on what you get hit by when you're mid-air, you'll get thrown different distances, and that happens for air airs and anti-airs. So we saw that anti-air stand fierce from Dudley just launched Ibuki across the screen. She landed like all the way on the other side. If you got anti-air by a light, you'd land relatively close. Works really well with air airs. If someone air to air fierces someone else, they just end up on absolute opposite ends of the screen. Nice. Very nice by the Dudley. Looks like I don't want to take any chip, thanks. I'd call this probably Ibuki's favor 7 times out of 10, maybe 8, maybe 9. The meter is bad. If Ibuki had a super, I would call it like 9.9 out of 10.
Are you ready? Go.
Ah. Ibuki's got a TC out of that back medium kick, but it's not very good. It's not a great poke, to be honest. It goes really far, but the speed is pretty bad. The hitbox isn't great. Well, it's kind of good. It's more like the hitbox isn't great. It's a half circle to get that move, and it's not very good in this game. In SF4, you can combo it from a lot more stuff, so it ends up being her like main ender, especially because it ends in a hard knockdown. But in this game, it only combos from her jab strong fierce DC, I think, which you don't land very often. And even when you do land it, you'd probably rather go into something like EX spin kick or uppercut. Very safe play. Yeah, you can come with the taunt too. Nice little slide. Ibuki gets very fucking low for that slide. Extremely low profile move, one of the lowest in the game. Nice. Great cancel. Oh, when you parry but then you die anyway. Oh my god. Is that a combo? No. Still very dire for Ibuki. This could turn around. He did not go for the meaty mix-up. That leads into a meaty. Oh, that was a failed super, and the super would have been really good there. Oh, it hurts. No. That was the moment. That was the moment to do super. Arian's kind of cool. We like this character, right? Oh yeah, meaty sweeps. Dude, look at the low tier power he's using. He just fucking bullied the fuck out of Dudley's health bar with just regular old Urian stuff with no mirror. SF5 will like spoil you to how good Urian's neutral is in that game. This game it's very mediocre.
Fighters ready. Engage.
Diarrhea water. Bro, See a doctor. The diarrhea I've seen has ranged in color from brown to yellow. It's never been like turquoise. Toothpaste I can see.
All right, that's cool. Final round. Now.
Yeah, it's like when we saw him getting like repeated sweeps, it's like that was pretty high risk, low reward. Or like throws. That's low risk, low reward. EX tackle punish. I mean EX headbutt punish. That's kind of cool. Headbutt over the corpse. Oh, he tried to, I think. I think that was supposed to be dash headbutt, but he just fucked it up. You have to partition to get that. It's easy to drop. This is probably decent for Urian. Oh, never mind. Yeah, there's a lot of counterplay there still. Oh, he did the TC against the mirror. Rude.
Now. Let's fight like into the heat of battle. Go for it.
Nice, that was a punish. That hit in his recovery frames. There's a lot of counterplay against the mirror in this game. It's not as easy as just getting the mirror up and winning. Oh, this is it's almost worse that I didn't dizzy. If Ryu can get a dizzy now, he'll like have a much better scenario. Never mind, now it's just death. We get a lot of meter back though, so.
Prepare to strike. Now.
Urian is generally not too bad, and then like little moments he'll be the hardest character in the game. But a lot of the stuff is very much in your control. It's like, if you're in this scenario, you can learn to recognize it. Oh, he tried to shimmy. That was smart. Didn't work though. You don't see shimmy that often in this game compared to other Street Fighters, but it's not like it's bad. It's just that you have other better mix-ups most of the time. Hello, jab. Shimmy works on the same principles that it works in other games. Those are pretty hard to whip punish in this game, but definitely not impossible. They're hard to hit and start up though because they're 3 frames. A lot of Urian's like setups will all start from the same starter. Especially like Crouch Fierce starting combos, or like combos where the opponent's starting from getting hit by a mirror. Stuff starting from throw. And if you can just learn it from those starters, you learn it.
Alright, that's cool. Fighters ready. Engage.
Very strong round. Fire Fierce cancel rare footage. Oh my god, he wanted close roundhouse. This is over though. That was free as hell. What? Was that a failed super? It had to be. Or you went for a red parry and fucked it up.
You win.
There's for a lot of supers there's an easy window to go for the red parry. There's like a little moment between 2 hits where you can kind of slide across neutral. But Ibuki super hits so frequently that there's no like safe moment. Would you swallow your own cum if you sucked your own dick? Seems polite. I'd want a girl to swallow.
Into the heat of battle. Go for it.
Nice. Oh, he missed it. Close roundhouse is fast enough to punish. Ken's super is only like -10 or something. Somewhere between -9 and -12, but I always forget the number. Ooh. Recycling.
Final round. Go for it.
Might be hard to get down. You might want to like put it into like a drink. Like an orange Fanta. Might make it easier. Nice parry. Nice punish. Wake up light DP. Very common for the frame 1 airborne, but every now and then it just works.
You win. Now.
I'm 29. Got 1 foot in the grave.
Battle. Go for it.
Nice. See how that was still safe? Ken might have been able to hit a normal and punish that stay medium punch. Stay medium. Yeah, stay medium punch. God, everything's a punch with Dudley. Nice combo. But Ken probably parried a couple times midair just to be safe. Ooh, look at that. Or just waited a little bit so he could combo out of it on the ground. But Dudley was actually still safe. See that? That was a high connect. That was so it would actually punish. But Ken didn't have any frame advantage once he landed. Rude. Nice. I wore a rugby shirt one time. And every single person was like, oh my god, you look like Chris Chan. It's just a fucking striped collared shirt. I'm sorry. What sucks is that it's one of my favorite shirts. And that like whole thing like put me off it. It was a shirt my dad got me when he was over in the UK. I don't know if I still have it. He gave it to me, the shirt, and he was like, "This is what people your age wear in the UK. This is what them punters wear." How bad of a word is punter? I don't know. I don't even know what it means. I hope I didn't just like say some super bad swear. Punters like you. He didn't say that. Nice. High connect roundhouse, but he did Shippu, which is really fucking fast. Oh no, the chat's not aligned. Mid-tier insult. Okay. Nice. I always feel like a baller whenever I get that parry, even though it's not very hard at all. This is a good feeling parry. It's just because the reward is so high. And because it's like such a basic, like, it's such an important parry to learn. That every time I get it, it's just like, oh yeah. I don't know when I learned it. I feel like it was relatively recently. It was like something I never ever went for. Yes, the double DP. And then like, it was just like, anytime I would get anti-air DP'd, I was just like, oh, well, I'm going to start changing my jump angles. And then eventually it's like, what if I deliberately went for the angles where they go for the anti-air DP and then I just parry it? Oh, Shippu? Shippu? Shippu, that's like... That was weird. And he is a good insult. Sometimes you see DP and then if it's parried like a super from like Akuma in that same scenario, but it makes more sense with Akuma because like it juggles. But Ken's super doesn't juggle. Second hit of Alex EX elbow is a good ass fucking feeling red parry. Oh no, it's the most feel good. The red parry that brings me the most joy is the final hit of Dudley's EX, or the final hit of Dudley's SA3. But some other rather nice ones are Dudley's final hit of Machine Gun Blow, Q's final slap, yeah, Akuma Tatsu. That's a nice one. I have never blocked a tornado hook hard punch in my life, and tried to red parry it. You mean the light punch version? No one red parries the heavy one. The heavy one's already unsafe. The light one's +1.
Fighters ready. Engage.
Ugh. Oh, air throw might have actually been good there. Don't blame him for not going for it though. Dudley probably parried twice there because the button he parried was light kick, and that leads to a TC for Ibuki. And there's no reason that Ibuki would ever do light kick unless it was trying to go into the TC. But this Ibuki's already done 2 jump light kicks and then not cancelled them. Just trying to entice anti-air parry into nothing, I guess. trying to entice Dudley into going for double anti-air parries. Nice.
Prepare to strike. Now.
Oh, shimmied. A little bit. Tiny shimmy. Lost the hit of the super though. Nice. Nice. After the OTC, you're generally not close enough to get a combo. Sometimes you can get stay medium kick. I should say you're not close enough to get close jab. So he went for far jab and then got a, oh! Nice red. Oh, it's over. He went for far jab and then got the far jab TC, which is not very rewarding, but you know, it's the max damage from a far jab, so might as well do all of it. Despite that was a combo. That was like as light as you can do it. Oh, he went for red. Too early. Probably tried for the red parry on the final hit and just fucked it up. I don't think Dudley can even duck the EX Sumoji hits, so I think you can do low short into EX Sumoji and it just works on all ranges versus Dudley even if he's crouching. Dudley has one of the tallest crouches in the game despite being a relatively ordinary sized character with a relatively small-ish looking crouch. It's actually very, very tall, and he's also very wide. He's one of the widest characters. He's like the next widest after like Makoto. He's up there. Necro's also very wide. Hugo too, I think. What I'm trying to say is Dudley's hitbox is generally not very good. Generally does him no favors. Good old stand jab, far jab from Ibuki. +6 on block or whatever. +7 on block, something like that. Absolutely nutty normal. Nice. Good punish too. It's Shinsori Ryu again.
Into the heat of battle. Go for it.
Oh, hit and recovery from the slide. Ryu's medium kick, nullifying some kunai. Nice parry, nice punish. Nice escape from the corner. He didn't want to stay there. Oh, did it again. That's might kill. Yeah. I said might because that can fall out in really weird ways, but it's probably relatively consistent versus falling shadows, especially from high up. I've seen the opponent like basically just fall out of that for a lot of different characters though. They get hit by like one time and then they just fall. And I've seen it happen even from moderately high up. It's weird. That super wasn't really like designed with juggling in mind. It just happens to juggle because it hits so fast. Nice. It's very inconsistent. Ooh, that parry was like any Ibuki would have done that parry. And yet it was still pretty sexy to see.
Are you ready?
It's a very ordinary parry to do there. Because there's really nothing else to do. Committing to something just opens you up to getting anti-aired, and no button you hit will hit Ken. Or whoever you're jumping over. Oh! What could she have done there? Neutral jump? I don't think she can delay her super jump, unlike Chun-Li or Aura. Sad. I think she has to super jump like immediately. Nice, this is gonna do a lot. Kinda thought that would kill. That was reversal. Oh, that was double reversal uppercut. You see that? Twice those meaties should have caused grounded hits, but they caused airborne hits because she was mashing wake up DP, or maybe wake up taunt or something. I think that also works. DP's the more typical one. Or has that too. Every now and then I use it to create similar scenarios. Oh! That was like the perfect timing. It's pretty rare to see that. It probably doesn't work versus Ken. If Ibuki can get this, where she kunais on one side and then supers on the other, at particular heights it will be an unblockable. It's one of 4 unblockables in the game. She's got to get both the knife and the super to hit, and they'll hit on opposite sides. It only really works on wide characters, so like the characters I was listing earlier. Dudley, Alex, Hugo. You have to be like right over their head. You have to get the cancel as you cross over their push box, so that you get the side swap. Yeah, Makoto. I think it works on her. It's easier on tall characters too, so Makoto would be a moderately hard character to do it on in that way. But you could just do it lower and you jump. St. Jab is really fucking obnoxious if your character doesn't duck it. Dudley's not duck it. Nice. Very unrewarding though, that's the big weakness of St. Jab. It's not a hard parry. Whoa, that was the airborne frames. Dudley's airborne for part of Machine Gun Blow's travel. And right there he ate the overhead while he was traveling. And that causes a ground slam on airborne opponents. Looked kind of weird.
Prepare to strike. Now.
That also means that if you like poke Dudley as he's machine gun blowing at you, he might get air reset, which is a little annoying sometimes. Maybe your poke had like a cancel in it. Good Dudleys don't do machine gun blow in neutral though, so it's not something that happens that often. Hi. Things are alright. I'm having blackberry juice. And I'm watching Third Strike. Overall, I can't ask for much more. Oh, a little late. Maybe too far away. You wanted towards forward uppercut. You have to do that really late. You can get the towards forward to hit and not the uppercut if you do it early, and it's catastrophic. Because the uppercut just whiffs. And re-recovers before you do. So you gotta be really careful with that juggle. Better to air in the way that he did. Other unblockables are obviously the Urian and the Aura ones with the projectiles. And then Yang with his say Ambu stuff. And technically there's another unblockable with Sean's basketball, but you'll never see it. It requires the opponent's cooperation. The Ibuki and Yang ones are difficult but occasionally practical to get in a real match. The Oro and Urium ones are extremely practical to get in a real match. So usually you only see the Oro and the Urium ones. Sean can get an unblockable with his fucking basketball. But it basically requires the opponent to jump over you as you throw the basketball and not hit you. Don't like that timing. It's alright, Ken didn't do anything on Wake Up. Shippu wouldn't have worked there. EXDP, I don't know. Probably not.
Prepare to strike. Now.
It was just a mix-up. He had to either parry right away or do a Wake Up button and hit Ryu out of a delayed Denshin release. Ooh, nice. Sick with punish. That's something Denshin Ryu can't really do. You can't like hide a super behind a button. Nice, nice, nice. Denshin is a super good super, but it doesn't work as a super. It's very similar to all of Oro's supers, where it's like, it's good, but you can't like use it the way you can use a typical super. It's like purely setup oriented. Nice. 2 Denshins was second impact. You actually could do that. 3 Shinkus would be pretty nice, I guess. Yeah. Oro has 6 supers and all of them are set play. I guess EXSA1 could be considered a confirmed super, but also you can't combo into it generally speaking. Only combos from down fierce, and only from point blank. Nice, only EX Fireball.
Into the heat of battle. Go for it.
Those aggressive ass parries, holy shit. I'm frightened to be this Ibuki. If you hit a button on any of those... Oh. Got the parry and still got nuked. He had to hit the second parry pre-freeze. He didn't have to, but it was 1 frame post-freeze. And it looks like he didn't hit it pre-freeze, obviously, so... He probably tried for it post-freeze and just lost.
Fighters ready. Engage.
I fucked up that anti-air parry. I've also gotten that anti-air parry. It's fucking nice. It's also like 7 parries when you parry it as an anti-air, which is pretty funny. You wouldn't guess. Nice. Ryu's overhead is super fast. It's like 15 frames or something like that. 16. It's very, very quick. Very hard to react to. Most fighting games have never really fucked around with parries. So it's not so weird that Denjin hasn't really been repeated. A cool gamer fact, Goken's Denjin in SF4 did dizzy even on block, but it could never truly dizzy the opponent. Even if they had like a 900 dizzy and they blocked a fully charged Denjin, they would just get put up to like 1300 dizzy or something like that, but it wouldn't actually stun them. And because Goken was unsafe after a blocked Denjin, and because the punish would probably allow the opponent to recover dizzy, that's almost purely a novelty. Got no actual match application. Nice punish. Oh, sweep traded with fucking wake up uppercut. Nice, smart EX Tatsu. He's like, I don't even want to take the mix up. That was really intelligent. Nice, big damage. He actually did he have what was his starter? I think he had double DP there. Yeah, close strong. I don't know, hard to say. Close strong does lead to double DP on Ryu, but only a point blank close strong, and he wasn't point blank. So it might have led to a double DP, but I don't know from that range. Fucking hell. What a nice ship, great Shippu. Nice combo. A little far away. Got something. Dizzy is possible. Not really anymore. Winning is possible. Nice comeback. Charging making it safer plus would actually be awesome. If we had like some meaty setup into the level 3 Denjin or something like that that made it like plus 10. That would actually like make the dizzy on block really good too. That's how they should have designed it. The only game I can think of with a parry like Third Strike is Yatagarasu. A parry where it's like 0 commitment and also like a pretty big window. There's also Peak Roof in CVS2, but it's kind of harder in that game. And I want to say that Capcom Fighting Evolution, the Third Strike characters had parry, right? Someone remind me. I think it was harder in that game too. The thing about Third Strike that really separates it from all other games with parries is the parries in Third Strike are very easy. There are a couple Mortal Kombats with parries, but they're very precise. They're like just frame. Smash Ultimate also has a parry that's like just frame. Just frame is like, it just kind of makes it very different in principle. And they're also just defense, they're not parries. If they put Yatagarasu on Fight Kid, I would play it. Probably. Wow. If that hit Ibuki, it would have actually hit her out of that. And Ken... Oh, He still would have died because it still would have traded. I like looked up Melty and I was like, maybe it's time to fuck around with this. And then I think it cost like an actual game's worth of price, didn't it? I think Buki got the far jab for some reason there. Did jab strong nothing, but it was like the far jab far strong, even though it was like point blank. If Melty Blood cost $15, I would buy it like day one. At the very least, I'll be able to watch tournament footage, hopefully. I hope at least some people are playing Melty, and I can just watch them. The characters in Yata felt really cool to me. The Shotos had a little bit of other flavor to them. They were obviously supposed to be referencing like Ken and Akuma from Third Strike, but they felt a little bit like other Third Strike characters too. The Shotos feel almost a little bit out of place in Third Strike, I feel. Like there's some Third Strike elements to them and then some like Street Fighter 2 or Street Fighter whatever elements to them. And they felt more in line in Yata, if that makes sense. Might just maybe hard to quantify. Nice.
Are you ready? Go.
Fireball neutral in Smash Ultimate looks so cancerous to me. It's probably fun. It's probably not horrible. But the thing is, like, you've got two axes to avoid projectiles, and because of that, they made most, like, zoning characters, like, 10 times crazier. Every time I see someone playing a Pac-Man, I'm just like, oh, I would hate fighting this.
Final round. Go.
Or like a fucking villager. I can't even tell if Pac-Man's good. There's a lot of characters in Smash Ultimate I think are super neat. But some of them are just like, ugh.
You win. Now,
I'm doing okay.
welcome to the world of Street Fighter 3. I got to prepare for the battle. I've been waiting for this. Into the heat of battle. Go for it.
Piranha Plant's kinda cool. He feels more like a Dhalsim and less like a projectile zoner, which I like more.
Prepare to strike. Now.
Normally I would dislike Dhalsim more and like projectile zoning more. But in Smash, for some reason, it's the other way around for me. I don't know how much he actually has of, like, maybe more like a Necro would be more accurate. Oh, deadly scenario. Nice. Ken tried to jump out. Not a bad play. It looked like a super jump maybe. He took a little while to leave the ground, but it could have just been the long ass recovery of a parry.
You win.
The poison does fucking massive damage if you actually sit into it.
Prepare to strike. Now.
It's unreal how fast the poison adds up for Piranha Plant. You just eat like fucking 20% like an instant. But it's like very easy to just, you know, if you're in it, be like, oh shit, and then hit any button. Hit jump.
Are you ready? Go.
I think you can do multiple low shorts as a combo as a Buki, right? He missed it. I think there's 8 Fire Emblem characters in Smash, and conservatively you could call 5 of them the same guy, right? Maybe like 4 of them the same guy. Lucina and Marth, and maybe Roy, and probably Chrom, right? Are all basically the same character. And then Ike is completely different. Byleth is completely different. Robin is completely different. Horn is completely different. And is there another one that I'm forgetting?
Final round. Now.
Ike with an axe, holy shit. I want that so badly. I was blown away when I played Radiant Dawn and saw that Ike had fucking... I don't even remember the name of his class. His promotion class has like axes on promotion.
Prepare to strike. Now.
Nice. This up. Vanguard. I know most of the class names, but I forget what they all are. Like, which one's Sentinel? Is that the Halberdier promotion? Is that the... I think Marshall is the general promotion? Maybe I got those two backwards. Reaver is the promotion for Warrior. I like how they just took Largo out of the game. They were just like, yeah, like we didn't want to make a Berserker promotion, so we just removed the Berserker. Let's be honest, you're not going to miss him. I could never tell you what the names of the 3 Wyverns are, because they're all different. There's just Wyvern Rider and Wyvern Lord in the older games. And then Radiant Dawn's like 3 Wyverns all just have like weird fucking names. And that was Mage Sage, Arch Sage, I think. Nice. Bishop went to Saint. Swordmaster went to True Blade. Sniper went to Ranger, I think. Is that right? No, that's wrong. That's gotta be wrong. Ranger went to, Sniper went to Marksman. Ranger was like Ike's starting class, I think. In Path of Radiance. Jill and Har have such good availability, and Wyvern is such a good class. Reversal something. Good stuff. Wyvern's a good ass class in every single Fire Emblem game. But you always don't get a Wyvern until like halfway through the game. And then the Wyvern joins and it's like, okay, I guess you're gonna break the game now. It was in Sacred Stones, they called Nomadic Trooper Ranger because there were no nomads in Sacred Stones, so they just renamed the class. It was a bow knight though. Heath wasn't that good. He's okay. His class is good, but he himself is... It's more like FE7 had really good pegs. All 3 of the pegs in FE7 are really busted, so like Heath is just like, he's fine. But you already, by that point you already have like Florina and Fiora. Milady like carried me through FE6. Farina's probably the best peg, but she joined so late. I'm not even really sure if she is the best peg. The thing is she has the highest strength. She has like a great base strength and also a good strength growth. But the peg strength cap is super low. So she just hits the strength cap pretty quickly and then just stops there, obviously. Her other stats are all good too. By pure stats, I think she's the best peg, but the fact that she joined so late and like unpromoted is kind of a pain. Yeah, she's a good unit. Almost always I use her. She's certainly a lot better than Carla, who's the other Hector exclusive character. Carla's just a huge disappointment. She's just a lore character.
You win. Now. Prepare to strike. Now.
Mounted units in Three Houses were pretty broke. Honestly, they're quite good in the 3DS games. Being mounted is just broken. The only downside I can think of in Three Houses with the mounted classes is most of them have like speed deduction or just really bad stat growths in general. But it doesn't really matter that much because none of the class stat growths really change your character's development all that much. Yeah, I'd like to be asleep right now, but like I'm not tired at all. I finished Three Houses like 8 times. Love that game. Yet I still haven't bought the DLC. The horseback units are pretty good. Pro Knight is probably the best class in the game, or one of, in terms of like what it can do. But it has like garbage growths. There's like a Armor Knight, I forget the name of it. I haven't made one in a while. Great Knight. It's like the one where it's like kind of like a general, but also a paladin. It's all right. It's not great. Not as good as Bow Knight. Then they got Holy Knight and Dark Knight, which are both super good. It's like a fucking mage with 8 move or whatever. Pretty nice. 9 move, whatever the number is. When I started Three Houses, I used to always just make every single like magic unit into a Grimoire. And just end there. Didn't even think. But actually, I think it's probably better to do the horses in the long run. The only downside is if you've got someone with a really cool spell, like bolting or warp, the extra magic uses that you get for being a Grimoire might actually be good. Just so you can use it a few extra times. And a lot of the really baller spells in the game are 1 or 2 uses per match. It's really nice to have someone who can just use Fortify. Nice parry. Over and over. Nice punish! Holy shit. I'm always jealous whenever someone shows off like a really weird Shoto Sweet punish.
Final round. Go for it.
That's understandable. It was very novel to me the first playthrough to do the teacher stuff, and I liked it. But you do get punished for skipping it. If you're trying to do a maddening playthrough, or even a hard playthrough, it's much harder if you're just skipping all stuff in the monastery. Hard is still very beatable without doing any monastery stuff at all. But even when you're skipping all of it, there's just a massive like amount of loading screens.
Into the heat of battle. Go for
and menuing between each fight. Especially because it's after the time skip, it's not nearly as important to do that stuff. Well, it's important for like Byleth's stat growth, and that's it. Important for Byleth to get like the extra leveling, skill levels. And those things can be really hard for Byleth to build on their own. Stuff like flying. EX Tatsu, perhaps? Dashing EX Tatsu is a fairly common thing to do, and you can get thrown out of that. It is unthrowable eventually.
Prepare to strike. Now.
Ah, he wanted that close fierce to come out the other direction. Dash, dash, throw. Cyranos is a poke. The forward is a poke. What the fuck was that? Fireball? The worst crush fierce of all time.
Final round. Engage.
My fireball would have lost too because it would have been a hard fireball. Nice. He got the oh, that's an easy partition that he fucked up. He got the hard partition. He fucked up the easy one. Awkward. The push box naturally moved Ryu into the mirror. Looked super jank. Great. He reacted to the no quick stand. Ooh, Ryu parried and it didn't ever hit him. Very weird scenario. Yuri didn't attack on the way down after the air parry because he thought that Ryu was going to cancel that close fierce, but Ryu didn't cancel it. That's why Yuri landed safely and they both just took the throw. Both of them just trying to be as safe as possible. There was a mix-up scenario. Yuri got the right read, but then Ryu came out alive. Oh. Anti parry into throw is like the surprisingly not that great play most of the time. You got frame advantage after an anti-air parry. It's better to use it for that. The throw can be a punish, I think. But if the throw can be a punish, usually something else can be a punish. Double DP.
Are you ready? Go.
Some good shit right there. Oh my god, Crouch Fierce is a poke and he buffered super. It was dead OS too, not that it needed to be. Crouch Fierce is only gonna hit or whiff at that range. Crouch Fierce as a poke is remarkably shitty. SF3 would probably teach you it's decent. Just purely because of input priority. Input priority exists in this game too. But Crouch Fierce just doesn't have the hitbox to work like that most of the time.
Now.
Nor the active frames, I don't think. Maybe the active frames. I think most of the active frames on Crouch Fierce are like upward. I think the on the ground active frames that can like counter poke lows are only there for a couple frames. Nice. High parry by Dudley. I saw it. Got hit low. That's how it goes. It's the game we play. You guess one way, it's the other way. Very nice. I wonder if they had ducking super there too on that block sweep. It's possible he's trying not to use it, but now it looks like he might regret that because this is mix up for game. Ooh. Of course it was fucking meaty parry. Ken looked like he didn't get that pre-freeze, but it's possible he did. If that was a post-freeze parry, that's very hard to do. That was one frame. We just saw him hit a one-frame parry into 4 more parries that are fairly easy. S rank. That's cool. That's nice to see those. Getting a full super parry usually gets you some extra points. That was not a punish, I don't think. Maybe it was. I don't even know if that can be a punish in that context. With air normal. Probably. That was easy punish for Ken. I hate doing low buttons into DPs in this game. Ken fortunately has no input overlap because he has no double quarter circle punch super when he picks SF3, which is all Ken's pick. So you can just do low medium kick with a double quarter circle and get a DP like that. Easier for me. If the lowest, whenever you lose, that side gets a point. And those points are maintained between rounds. So right now they're doing King of the Hill, so one side has lost 22 times, the other one has lost 20 times. So your score shows the other person's win count. It's just the way the game tracks wins. In-game, the lowest thing you can get is multiples of 100 points. Like landing a jab gives you 100 points, I think. It literally only exists to keep track of the score. Mario Movie Cast sounded like a fucking joke to me. It sounds fun, I guess. EX? Yeah. Ooh, nice. It was very daring for Ken to go for the low block there. If it was me, I would have kept parrying. Which, low block was better. But also, like, it was hard to live right there. Every single, if someone's crouching, every single button they hit is low parryable. Almost always. True for Ken. So that was pretty, like, and Ken couldn't stand there because he would then immediately hit either mirror. Cool little scenario. Basically, Ken was in a horrible position, but we all know that. Shake my head, didn't go for the red parry on the blocked overhead. Shit's mad hard. It's not that hard, it's all about presence of mind. Having the presence of mind is hard. Great throw, he reacted really fast. It's hard to talk about presence of mind when you talk about Street Fighter. That's where a lot of the game's difficulty is. People being ready for very specific things. It's a great sign of mastery. And one of the main differences between the men and the boys, as it were. But people, commentators always call it just like easy or hard. But it's not really an execution thing, which easy and hard makes it sound like. Like recently I participated in that little tournament, Stupid Strike. There was a Remy in that tournament. I didn't play against him at any point. He was already out by the time. I just never saw him in bracket. He kept on doing sweep on block. And if you have fought a Remy who's ever done that, the first time I fought a Remy who did that a lot, I played a lot of Remys before I fought one who ever touched sweep. It's just, you know, it's just kind of a liability. But if you've never fought a Remy who does a lot of sweeps, you might not be ready for it. It's very easy to deal with. You just low parry the second hit. It's very easy parry. It's not a red parry. Just if you see that you block the first hit, you just parry low on the second hit. High low. But even though I was like already like pretty good at the game, by the time I fought a Remy who ever touched sweep, I wasn't ready to do that, and I got a little bit let up by Remy sweep. I still won because it was Aura versus Remy, and that's free. But I was actually like I was having to deal with sweep in neutral, and then eventually I got to a point where it was just like, oh, actually I can just see this and then on reaction low parry it. SF5 has a lot of presence of mind checks. Even just the general mechanics being ready for a dash is a presence of mind check. All the unblockables are presence of mind checks. A lot of the resets, stuff like dash resets from Dog's KKB or Ken's VS1.
Final round. Now.
Execution is always important and game knowledge is always important. Neat. Good trade for Dudley. Super neutralized. I like how there's only like 3 French names that are allowed to be like French names. You know what I mean? There's so many French names where you'd never see it in media ever. And then there's a few where it's like every fucking French guy is named one of these things.
Fighters ready. Engage.
Oh yes, it's Jacques. Oh yes, it's Remy. Maybe Tomas, I don't know. Is Hans French? I always figured it to be German or something. It is German. Is Leroy fucking French? I thought Leroy was like Irish for some reason. Wow. Roy is Irish. Pierre is one of them names they just use everywhere.
You win. Now. Are you ready? Go.
Must be like that with American names in other countries. It's like, oh, this is fucking John the American. Great punish.
Fighters ready. Engage. You win. Now. Fighters ready.
A lot of Dudley in this.
Engage.
I don't dislike Dudley. Dudley Ryu is a very bland matchup though. Nothing crazy happens in it. Both characters just kind of do their normal things. Well, at least it's high level play. I've been to France. It was pretty tight. A+, would recommend.
Engage.
It was a bit cloudy and rainy. It's one of those things where like if you like only hear about a place, unless the place is famous for the weather, you might not guess how the weather is. Like, I recently found out just how much it fucking rains in New York City. It was like a novelty for me for a little while. I used to go to, at my work, I used to check the weather every now and then because it would be a good way to waste time and I wouldn't get in trouble for, like, checking the weather. Even though it's always fucking sunny down in SoCal. There's, like, nothing to check. But I would look at the 10-day forecast and then I randomly just put on the other, you can, like, set it on weather.com. You can just be like, here are the other places I want to look at. And it would show me the local weather in New York City. And holy shit, New York City, it's like always fucking, it's like raining half the time. And oftentimes like thunderstorms or even snow. It's like I had no idea they dealt with that. I used to live in Georgia and it rained about a third of the time over there, where I lived. Raining 10 days a month. We get less than 10 inches of rain a year. I live in what's legally classified, officially classified as a desert. What's the word I want there? Whatever. It doesn't look like a desert because we ship all our water in. So we just grow shit. I looked at the history of Napoleon one time and it caught me off guard. It like didn't stop, it kept going. Like I kind of knew that I kind of knew that Napoleon lost Waterloo. And I kind of knew he was exiled. But it turned out like, I don't remember if Waterloo was the one where he was his first major war loss. I think it ended his first campaign, right? Or maybe the second one, I don't remember. But he had like two like massive like campaigns. I think Waterloo ended the first one. I could be wrong. And I think he got exiled and then like built another army and then like went on another long campaign. I was just caught off guard. It's like, wow, I just learned the first half of Napoleon. I guess the second half like wasn't as interesting. Oh my god, Ryu. I've done that before. It's embarrassing.
Are you ready? Go!
I would eat an emu. Bring me the emu, I will eat it.
Go!
They look like they're probably alright to eat. Any Australians here confirm? I knew, like, forever that they ate emu, but I was really caught off guard to learn they ate fucking kangaroo. Just didn't really strike me as an animal that you eat. I was like, what the fuck? Really? But yeah.
You win.
You eat koalas? I would never believe you if you told me that they sold koala meat.
Go for it.
I mean, you can eat any animal. Literally, if I was trying to think of the animal that would be the most dangerous to eat, people already eat it. Probably be like pufferfish or something. Yo, that dizzy bar. Getting dizzy by Dudley is like a big you fucked up moment. Oh, he parried 5 times, but he still got the punish, so it's okay. I guarantee there are places where people eat scorpions. There's probably not much to eat with a scorpion, honestly. It's like every part of it is covered in armor. It's not exactly much meat. Probably not many people eat hippo. Hard to farm those. Koala don't really seem like they're... Oh, damn. He almost got dizzy last round. He actually got dizzy this round. Koala really don't seem like they're worth preserving. There, I said it.
Go for it.
They seem kind of dumb and kind of gross. They're funny looking though. We can keep them because they're funny looking. If someone asked me if we should preserve koala, I would say yes. I know. Oh, what about mosquitoes though? I once read a study that said that there wouldn't be significant, like, destruction to the environment if mosquitoes were eradicated, but I don't know if I believe that. It was like no specific animal, like, relies wholly on mosquitoes or things that eat mosquitoes for its continued survival. But again, I don't know if I believe that. And then a government finds out how to use mosquitoes as like a bioweapon. It's like we gave all of these mosquitoes Zika and then released them into the wild.
Into the heat of battle. Go for it.
There's a mosquito epidemic right now in California. That affects me because it affects my job. Because people come in and ask me where they can buy the mosquito repellent. And then I have to give a long spiel. Oh, I've never told that story on stream, have I? I had a strange story about my job. Maybe I mentioned it, I don't remember. I had a lady come into work recently, and she held me for an hour and 15 minutes, which is the longest a customer has ever held me. It was unreal. It was 8:50. One of my boss, well, my manager of my department, called me over. I was like, "Hey, I got a customer heading towards you." It's 8:50. I saw the fucking timestamp on the phone for the missed call. I mean, for the connected call. Nice. And then I met the customer, and then I showed her the mosquito killers, and she literally held me from 8:50 until 10:05, and we closed at 10. And I was just like, by 10:05, I was like, "You need to leave." I wasn't that rude, but I was like, "The store's been closed for 5 minutes, ma'am. You need to like make a decision, unfortunately." Some bullshit like that. She gave me her whole life story about how she was fucking temporarily living with her parents because her dad was fucking sick or mom was sick or something like that. And she kept on getting mosquito bites from indoors. She wasn't that old. She was like old, but she wasn't like super duper old. She was like in her 50s probably. Both of her parents smoke, and they smoked in the garage because they didn't want to go outside. And they cracked the garage door so that so the smoke could get out, I guess, and that would let mosquitoes in. And every single product we sell is like, don't use this. Don't use this inside. Except like flying insect killer, which you just spray on an insect when you see it and it kills it. But like, you know, that's not very helpful for mosquitoes. But like everything, even like the lights you can hang up. Hi, Tina. Would be like, don't use this inside. Well, these people were like in their 80s, so they probably were smoking back when it was normal. Anyway, a lot of them, it was like, I literally said to her, it's like, hey, you could like, you know, they could put this candle and then they could just have the garage door open, you know? And I showed her like every fucking product we had, and it's like all of them, I had to read it, and it was like, that's the primary thing that kept me with her. That made it take so long. Was she had no reading glasses with her, and she was like 50, and she couldn't read a lot of the small text on the things, but she wanted me to read the health information for like every single product. So literally like the whole fucking section we have for mosquito killers, I read every single one's health and safety to her. and like application directions for use. And everything about each one was like, it's not quite perfect for what she was trying to do. I showed her the ones where you could like put it on your skin, like the off or whatever for like, you know, hiking and whatnot. I showed her like the foggers, but I was like, you can't use this indoors. I showed her like the lights where it like zaps the zappers, and actually those ones said don't use indoors for whatever reason. That neutral jump was probably supposed to be a floor jump. I showed her the candles. I showed her fucking citronella plants, and also like basil and peppermints and lavender all repel mosquitoes. But citronella is the really famous one, and I literally took her to the citronella. I was like, you just put this on your fucking kitchen counter and it makes it smell mosquitoes hate. Or something, I don't know. It works. Every fucking mosquito repellent we have uses citronella oil, so something about the citronella they don't like. Between like her taking forever to make a decision, like staring at each product as I handed it to her, and me having to read off all the fucking information about each one, I literally like had her for an hour and 15 minutes of me fucking telling her about mosquito stuff. And what's especially funny is there was a customer who literally like just came in and was like, hey, do you have any mosquito killers? And I started giving her the exact same spiel, and she decided like instantly. She decided within minutes. She was like, you know, I want a citronella plant. Give me a citronella. Walked out with one. I was just like, nice.
Are you ready?
Commitment. I am a little bit. Oh yeah, I should mention that this lady had a jacuzzi in her backyard that was never being used, and also was uncovered. And I was just like, yeah, you should like, you know, cover that. Mosquitoes breed on water. I wasn't bored, but at the same time, like, that was a really fucked thing that she did. But I didn't really suffer for it. For what it's worth, I was off at 10 o'clock, so she held me 5 minutes over when I was supposed to leave. And also, because she held me so long, I didn't finish doing, like, go backs and stuff. I had, like, some minor forklifting tasks I had to do. And I didn't do them because, this lady... Oh, I was also the only person in my department. Because there were supposed to be 2 people in the department, and one of them called out for what could have been COVID. Retail life. Fortunately, I'm an expert in my department. I can answer literally any question related to garden.
What does it mean when the leaves turn brown and they get all dry and cracked?
Hell no, I don't garden. Fuck gardening. It's just the department they threw me in, and I had to learn stuff for it. Either because customers asked all the time, or because, you know, I got training. And then interacting with the products all the time, too. Like, I had a lady just the other day, it's like, hey, do you sell oil that you can apply to plants to make the leaves, like, shine better? I was like, wow, yeah, actually, we do. It's called Leaf Shine. And then I took her to it, and she bought some. And, you know, I only knew that that was a thing because I put, like, Leaf Shine in the home when it emptied. Different frames, yes. Well, sort of. The one that goes upward comes out really, really fast. It comes out in, like, 1 frame. But all the other ones, I think, come out at about the same speed. It might take a little bit longer for the heavy one to come out versus the light one. Yeah, see, it's the kind of thing, like, I've never had any training about that. It's just that I knew that we sold it because I've seen it on the shelves. One of my coworkers brought the customer to me. Like, hey, do we sell this? And he was asking like it was the strangest thing he'd ever heard. And I was like, actually, yeah, we do sell that. The customer was in awe. She was like, oh my god. An annoying thing is when customers ask me about the products we sell. It's like, fuck, you think I've used all these? Do you really think I've used more than one lawnmower in my life? Or one grill? Do you think a Home Depot employee has ever used the $700 grill? Fuck no. The grill I have at my house was probably $200 brand new.
Are you ready?
Hi. I can answer that question. I get that question all the time, and it's usually a fairly easy answer. I just tell them the one that sees the most sales, or like the ones that the vendors like. That's usually a pretty good indicator. I had a customer just the other day. It's like, hey, check this out, and he fucking rolled up his pant legs, and he had fucking cancer on his knees and like lower legs, like his shins. Like huge fucking like bulbous like boils all over them. I was like, Jesus fucking Christ, why would you show me that? He's like, yeah, you know Roundup? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, yeah, Roundup did that. I was like, holy shit. I sell Roundup to people every day. I know they're going through a fat lawsuit right now because a bunch of people got cancer from using their product and being exposed to it. And that guy told me he like finished a settlement, he was a millionaire. It's an Oro. Ooh, that was a nice DP. It's a nice pro matchup knowledge right there. Oh, he tried to do it again. I never do that, but I've always known it's kind of a decent idea. Low short. Heavy uppercut after an empty jump. I didn't know what to say. Like at first it was like, oh my god, that's horrible. And then after like him elaborating, I was like, I ran out of oh my gods. And then it was just like, what next? Nice. Very optimal. He walked in so he could get the optimal punish of unblockable. Empty jump low, classic. Did not drop the loop. He probably could have killed with uppercut into like, if uppercut didn't kill, he could have done like meaty stomp chip stuff, which like almost no one ever parries. It's a weird parry to do. It's very hard to. And it's got variable timing depending on when Oro does it. Oh, this Oro's nice. Don't got a crutch fierce at all. I said that. Just like, sorry for your cancer, bro. What do you mean wildly unblockable setups? I do that all the time. You ever come here? I actually very rarely play this game on stream anymore. But I uploaded that tournament footage just the other day. Actually, I ran Tengu Stone like that whole tournament, I think. Ooh. The dash in. That's not real. It's not a real punish. Oh, he got hit. He got memed. Nice. Getting that roundhouse is actually really tight to time. Oh, was that meaty stomp? The low short into car throw would have been really good there, I think. That's what I would have done. That combo's on Oro. Oro's crouch is abnormally low, so that universal overhead hits abnormally late. And so you don't need to have it be meaty. It just works. That combo just works. Oro's low crouch normally does him favors, but in that instance it actually hurts him. On the plus side, the overhead hitting late also means it's more reactable. You can block later and still block correctly. Alright, alright, alright. He's got enough meter to get definitely one more, maybe two more. Oh, he fucked it up. The other two hits stand strong. Still, like, either way. Oh, now it's really good for Ken. That was the worst overhead of all time. He didn't die for it, though. Oh, that was a pretty good overhead. Very brave to do it in that context.
You win. Now.
Damn the OO. It's a decent OO.
Ready? Go.
Probably at least as good as I am. Maybe better. That overhead from Ken is so bad that most people don't touch it. The start off is just ridiculously long. It's like supposed to be like, oh, you can save it by not doing the overhead, you can fake it and then do a low, but like honestly just the long ass startup means that it's not real even if you fake it. Even the fake takes forever. It does actually confirm into his SF3. I think it also links into like his SA1. You can't do a back medium kick into any other super. You can't do it into SA1 or SA2. But towards hard kick I think does go into another super, but I don't remember which one. Probably SA1. No, I've never seen anyone do that. It wouldn't change most characters, honestly. For some characters, it might actually be a nerf. Like, Yun's Gene meteor would be longer. On the other hand, it would maybe give multiple Genes, so. Because the OTG you can do on Dudley doesn't work if Dudley quick stands, and you can't prevent him from quick standing. Yeah, it's a meme at, like, even mid-level play. As a general rule of thumb, from like mid-level onwards, everyone quick stands every knockdown. There's almost no downside. It's very rare that you get punished for quick standing in this game. On some characters in very particular matchups, you can get some kind of left-right unblockable going. But it's pretty rare. That was nice. Good ducking. Super was his only way to get a punish, but he didn't get very much damage from the super. Got the last 3 hits, which are pretty weak. Might have been good to just not even take a punish. Nice. If I can wake up with parry, maybe level up. Great punish. The engine could win. It's difficult though, it's too far away. Yeah. Even with the mix-up, that was not too deadly for Dudley, because it was pretty easy to get the parry on the Denjin. And after he followed it in, the mix-up was probably just not going to kill him. He made the right play, I think. It's possible if you're absolutely full screen to just jump on reaction to the Denjin, I'm pretty sure. But I would probably just parry it if it's me. All these people being like, hi. Yeah, these are being played in arcade. Little jab strong forward, TC, jab strong short. Jab strong towards short, technically. She got that overhead, but there's nothing to do. Unless you pick like SA3 from that far away. There's no ender. Yeah, that's pretty good on block versus Dudley, I think. You'd have to red parry that. Not an easy red parry, especially because it could technically go in the other direction. Although almost always everyone does the last hit high. Because the last hit is tons of pushback, and on block it's much worse and doesn't have as much pushback. And then you get scenarios like that. It's like, how am I supposed to get the red parry when the last hit doesn't even hit me? This is looking like a slow... How often do you see a perfect where there's 40 seconds left on the clock? He didn't get demolished that game, he got dismantled. He got taken apart piece by piece. Yo, bring the aura back. Where's the aura at? Bring him back. Damn it, I don't see him. Ibuki's pretty hyped, so I won't complain. Oh, super there was sensible. He saved the meteor.
Fighters ready. Engage.
Super would have changed. Oh, he didn't have a meter. Ken actually could have done something there. Pretty low risk. Ken was probably wary of super the way I was. Maybe. I think it's very impressive to get dismantled in that way.
Go.
Slow perfects are very impressive to me. Cool juggle. Yeah, he did that last block parry. And then he got a nice punish because he got the parry. Oh my god. It was safe though. Nice. Ken's played Ibuki more than a few times. One thing I hate about Ibuki's DP is that the first hit looks like you're parrying a stand medium kick.
Prepare to strike. Now.
That's why people always do the jump parry on Ibuki if they can help it, is because if you do the grounded parry, Ibuki can super very easily, and the super safe, even if you parry it. The super is safer if she does it low to the ground. In that context, it's very low to the ground. There's a lot of variables. For example, if she pushes you out of the hits of the kunai. For example, if she does like light super. Nice. Damn, that was deliberate, I think.
Prepare to strike. Now.
That was yellow. Yeah, smart. That was way less dangerous than it looked. The pushback of the Hada was going to be so high. I'm starting to get super tired. I was going to watch more, but I'll just save it for tomorrow next time I stream. Nice whiff punish. It's very tempting for me to go to sleep as soon as I'm tired, given that it's 4 AM. It's like I don't want to get on a worse schedule than I am.
You win. Now. Into the heat of battle. Go for it.
Punish? No. Because he blocked all 3 hits of the Tatsu like that, the pushback was quite high even though it was very minus. That's a difficult thing some characters have to deal with, and everyone has to deal with if they stand block. If Ryu only gets like 2 hits of Tatsu, he'll often be point blank afterward.
Prepare to strike. Now.
No, the Illuminati actually stole his car. Not a meme. Also, I don't remember if they're ever actually called the Illuminati. People just call them that. I think their official name is the Secret Society, but I could be making that up. Maybe they are the Illuminati.
Final round. Engage.
I think they're supposed to be like an evolution of Sin, right? That's Grand Theft, dude. That's a fucking car. That shit was valuable. It wasn't even like a cheap car. Stealing a car might just be Grand Theft by default, even if it's like the world's shittiest car and it's worth only $500 somehow. Has no tires, I guess.
Are you ready?
Um,
Go.
he's just the Grand Theft Auto. Yeah, there you go. That makes sense. All checks out. I think stealing, in some places, stealing livestock automatically makes it grand theft no matter what, which is pretty funny.
Fighters ready. Engage.
I think Texas in particular allows you to use lethal force to protect someone stealing livestock, which is pretty funny. That might not be true anymore. I think that was true once. Texas is rather famously in the United States, I think one of the only states where they allow you to use lethal force to protect your property. Normally lethal force is only self-defense in the United States. But Texas, if someone's like stealing your wallet, you can shoot them. Which you can't do in like any other state.
Final round. Go for it.
You might need to have a certain amount of money in your wallet. I'm trying to imagine someone stealing a cow and getting shot. Sounds like a Texas story. Whenever I pictured cowboys, I always think of Texas. But ironically, cowboys probably have more in line with California than Texas.
Go for it.
I think Moore was right. I think you had it right the first time. If they have a gun and rob you and you shoot them, that's self-defense. You could do that in like any state in the United States. If someone points a gun at you, you can shoot them over here. 100% okay. Unless it's a cop. That'd be funny if it's like, well, you know, you were allowed to shoot him with one gun, but you shot him with both guns, so one of them was illegal. Corkscrew blow, you can press forward after screen freeze, but it's 1 frame. But it's like 7 frames or 10 frames or whatever, 10 frames, final answer. It's 10 frames if you do it before the freeze.
Fighters ready. Engage.
Well, 8 before and 2 after, I guess, or something like that. 9 before and 1 after. Guys, did you know you can throw a punch while holding a gun? And the bullet will come out faster than if you were holding the gun still when you fired?
Fighters
Remember to always punch while shooting in order to get bullets with the maximum amount of speed. Simple physics. Might, if you're throwing like a hook. Nice spacing. It's probably all about to end, huh? Yeah, we got like 40 seconds left. Nice punish. I'm very sleepy, so I'm waiting for it to end so I can leave and sleep. No offense to you guys.
final round. Now.
Oh, Ryu. You only have like 1 combo. How do you fuck that up as a Dungeon Ryu player? Alright, I'm leaving. It was fun.